Hey, it's right. If you notice, it's not 5 minutes from my video I made. Whew. Yeah, everything's still here, but yeah, it's pretty dark. Hour and 10 minutes later, so much for grilling and chilling on the deck. But I want to show you guys. It overloaded my phone on the SD card, but I'm going to show you. All right, so I can just make like barbecue or whatever inside my electric toaster oven. I'm good. I'm going to show you this now. I know there ain't much good lighting here right now, even with my phone. What I want to show you, I want to show you and explain if you're into any of this stuff, that how to save stuff from costing you. I said this part, I looked up this part. This is supposed to have a rubber boot right here, all the way up to here. But you notice the bottom doesn't have a boot. It's on a steel bushing. And this is all rubber right here. You see that? This piece is $225 from Ford. Aftermarket is $120. If you can get it. Oh, big truck. Check it out. Hey, they're not going nuts tonight. Yeah, they got the big hill. Usually get to run down the hill and shit, but that's cool. All right, where was I? Yeah, ADD, but that's cool. Yeah, traffic all night. Boom, there's more. They're still combining. The beans are getting tough. They're going to corn now. The corn's drying up. It's awesome. But I'm going to show y'all if you're interested. You know, if you're not, turn it off now. Or if you like the way I just show, I don't teach anybody anything. I show facts and reality and what works. And I'm going to do this with my own vehicle. I know it works because I've done it on other vehicles and other farm equipment that's in the nasty conditions on the planet. When you can't get the parts, and if you catch it soon enough, okay? Now, my studio lighting ain't worth a crap, so I'm going to try this. I got a Uber giant, look like a freak headset with an awesome LED light. I'm going to try to help my light out. But I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have to put my phone in my pocket, because I'm going to need two hands to show you, and even to put this on my head, I'm going to need two hands. So you're going to have to, I got smokes in my pocket right here. The camera should show above it, I hope. I can't see it. I'm going to put this on my head, and it's got an uber good light. It's got two 18-650s in the back. Now, if you want to see, here's, blinding my own self. But yeah, it's all clicky adjustable. I don't remember what a button is. It's got two 18-650s in the back. And yeah, but boy, when you need to light it, you have a light. Now I got to look and figure out how to turn it on and put it back on my head. So here's what I'm doing. No, I can let you know what. Oh, there we go. We got some lights. Now I'm going to have to put this filament back in my pocket because I got to use two hands. But I want to show you all this because it matters to people that don't know. Even if they have a mechanic they trust, or if they take it to the company's, if it's not under warranty, here we go. Okay, here's the kicker. We got a zip tie. I can do this part. And let's get this thing aiming right where I'm looking. That's basically where I'm looking. Oh yeah, it puts out some light. I need a drink. I need to slow down. I just want to, I'm not a teacher, but I want to help people learn. Have a beer, relax, and then get after it. Oh, yeah. Okay, here we go. The one thing is that my other video about just the crap flat tire that I threw over there with the nail in it that is junk. I got rubber pads and stuff down. This is a Lincoln LS 2004. It's all Ford except for the suspension. It's a Jaguar suspension. It's not a bad suspension. A Jaguar engine and transmission. You can go buy a Jag. You could buy a Jag in 2006 that was $70,000 for about $6,000 because the motors explode at 10,000 or 20,000 or 30,000 miles. Warranty was out at 12,000. Go look it up, research it. Okay, but here, well, if you know anybody that's doing a suspension work, this piece right here from Ford is like $265, and it's not even a ball joint. If you see real close, it's a rubber bushing movement. I have a load on the car right now. The jack stand is holding up the suspension, okay? It's where normal weight of the vehicle would be. It's not like you got it jacked up and hanging down. There was a big rubber boot right here that went all the way up to this groove, but it kind of deteriorated and split, and I took it off. It's not a ball joint. A ball joint is closed on the bottom. I got a ball joint on the, yeah, right here. There's a ball joint. It goes through the big bolt. Now my light's getting in the way. I got my headlamp. This is a ball joint setup like tie rod ends and stuff, sealed on one end. Used to have a greaser so you grease them, they didn't wear out. Then it has a rubber boot right here, and it goes into whatever it's hanging on to, okay? This works the same for these. If you catch them and this rubber piece here cracks and deteriorates, if you catch it, this, I'm going to show you, this is going to take 20 minutes. So if you want to see forward, and then I have to let it sit for 24 hours, which I'm going to. But yeah, this rubber boot, it's all sealed. You can't grease them anymore. They're all just sealed, and you can't keep them lubricated. So if the rubber seal goes, you just can't grease it every month or so. If it gets a crack, it's going to wear out in a heartbeat. And this ball joint, just this, you can't buy that ball joint anymore. I'm sure I could hunt to find the size, but you have to buy this whole freaking A-arm. The whole A-arm here. All this. You have to buy the whole A-arm. You used to be able to, you could buy the ball joint, and if you have a press, a hand just press, you could press them in and out. No, they don't sell the ball. Oh, I can still find them. But yeah, this whole A-arm, if this rubber would take a crap, but it's not, it's just dirty. If it got dirt in it and it was banging, you have to replace take all this stuff off, and you have to buy this whole A-arm, $650. This ball joint is about a $26 ball joint. Ball joint, okay? I know the secret, but it's not broken. The rubber's fine. What's for that if you have a Lincoln? But this one, now this has rubber cover on it. Did, okay? But it's not a ball joint. It's got a bolt. If you see, it's got a bolt going here. I can get my light a little better. It has a bolt going all the way through from top to bottom. This is just an adjustment arm for alignment, okay? But this piece, if it wears out, from Ford is $250. Aftermarket, $110. All it is this little chunk. But you have to undo all this. It's all threaded. Yeah, and look, yeah, that's one thing. Yeah, the Jaguar suspension likes to rust up in places where I live. You have to back all this off, undo this, take this bolt out. If this little rubber, but it's got a steel bushing in it, because you can see it right here. See that steel shining right there? There's a steel bushing. It moves up and down. See the gap here? But it had a rubber boot on the top, none on the bottom, which I don't know why it doesn't have a rubber boot on the bottom, because it never did, Because when it's underweight like it is now, that bushing is made to move up and down inside this rubber housing, okay? Get my draft engineering people and mechanics. I have all the way, here's as far as it'll travel. Got that big gap. It had grease in it. I wiped that out. But there, if you look really close, I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, that bushing and the bolt into the bushing where it's rusting. The bottom, right? Oh, looks fine, shiny. There's no boot here whatsoever. It's just made that way. So apparently, I don't know, because the weight on it, just rebound. Yeah, it's shiny. It's a bushing in the rubber, okay? This rubber had a rubber boot on the top. We're going to fix this so it works for another 100,000 miles without having to replace it. Because if you have to replace this piece right here, you have to have the whole vehicle realigned, because this is what holds your alignment for your tires going this way or this way compared to the vehicle. That's your alignment bar on this suspension, okay? So here's what I'm going to do, and this works, okay? This works. I'm going to put anti-seize, which is this, anti-seize lubricant underneath the bottom, because it is shiny. You see it's shiny. I'm going to put anti-seize on there. Anti-seize is a uber thick, I'm trying to do this and hold my phone, uber thick. You can't wipe this stuff off, okay? The only way you can get this stuff off of anything is if you use brake cleaner or you use a major power washer with hot water. And this was never sealed, but that's the bushing running inside of the rubber. It's shiny. Anti-seize will not come out. It'll keep the dirt out if I put it on thick enough, okay? Just put it on. But anti-seize is anti-seize. How does anti-seize work? It's uber, now it's almost full synthetic, super contact lubricant, but if stuff doesn't move, how does it anti-seize? It keeps moisture out. It repels moisture, just like Mobil 1 synthetic grease that I'm going to put on the top. Beretta firearms, 9mm, brand new. They have this silver anti-seize on the slides, because even if you put grease or something everywhere on it, like this is just silver, but it's a heavy-duty synthetic grease like that, alone, moisture will seep into it and rust will build up. So how do you keep rust from building up on any moving part? 5,000 sandpaper, okay? 5,000, 500 for you snowflakes, that's 100, but 5,000ths the size of wet sandpaper is embedded into this super heavy duty, thicker than regular grease anti-seize. Even if moisture comes in, if you don't have any movement, it's still going to get rust spots, tiny molecular rust spots. So 5,000ths grit, basically ceramic balls. You have to, is inside that lubricant that won't wash away. And if it does move, it don't grind, it polishes. I said to polish headlights, you use 1,500 to 2,000 grit. to polish a lens is perfect on Lexan. This is 5,000 grit. Believe you me, Beretta uses this super fine to break in their brand new firearms. They don't use oil. They come, they're not perfect to make the slides work perfect. They put 5,000 grit NICs, which this is in it. We're going to put this down here. Because apparently it don't matter. Because there's no rubber boot down there, but I don't understand why. But, oh yeah, Ronnie, the NICs will draw dust to it. Stuff it in every hole all the way around. Because that bushing moves up and down. But yeah, you notice it's only rusty up here where I'm pointing. It's shiny down here. Apparently that's moving. NICs will work with rubber. It doesn't deteriorate it whatsoever. I'm worried about that rust on the top. We're just going to push this in here. Wipe it off. Stick some more. I said, rainwater and stuff behind the wheel will never take this off. It will keep it nice and shiny and waterproof. I use it on the main shaft of whatever's water and air exposed on my boat drivetrain, because this stuff don't come off. Okay? That's where I'm going to do that. Yeah, and it was already, yeah, look at the, yeah, you notice the handle's already bending? Yeah. All right, yeah, that works. I'm putting NICs there, okay? Here comes a neat, tricky part. You see how it was shiny? You remember under here, back the video up, it was shiny. Look at, it's rusty in here. But it's in the rubber, but there's a bushing. This is the whole bushing goes all the way through. One bolt. It don't pivot. It has rubber all here. The rubber is all here. It's with a bushing in it. It's not a ball joint, but same difference. This is a $250 part. If you took it to a dealership and align it and have them fix that, you're talking $5 bills, $500 if it goes bad. All right, now here's what I'm going to do on here. Being just rusty, and this had a rubber right here. It had a rubber boot that hooked into this little lip, okay? Dust and stuff's gone. I blew it out with air. I took brake cleaner to everything. But yeah, I kind of goofed up by putting that right. I might have to get my brake cleaner out. But here's a trick that works, okay? I'm going to take some NICs. Oh, another big truck. Oh, they're walking. Us farmers don't go to sleep till we get stuff done. All right, I'm going to take a little more NICs that has 5,000 grit particles. Will actually, if it moves, polish it and not destroy it, okay? This is what I'm now. Here's a kicker once you do this. Yeah, and if you can see, there's a little bit of gap in the bushing here. It was getting rust and stuff in it. The rubber is probably cracked before I ever had it. But now I'm going to show you a trick. After you do that, it's like defeating the purpose, right? No, it's not. Now I might have to put my phone in my pocket and just see if you can see what I'm doing. Because now I got that in, I got the NICs in on the edges in main first, okay? But now I have to seal it. So we're going to put my phone in my pocket. I hope you can see. I'll show you. I have to take brake cleaner on a rag or a inside-out sock like this. If you don't have brake cleaner, you can use carburetor cleaner somewhere. Yeah. But this will start on fire in a heartbeat. My brake cleaner's over there. I'm not smoking right now. This will do the same thing. Put it on the rag if you can see what I'm doing. I hope you can. If not, no, this will melt plastic on a cell phone. Do not get carburetor cleaner on your cell phone camera lenses or anything. But I just put carburetor cleaner, throttle body cleaner on that. I'm keeping it away from my phone. And I got some on my hand. And it's slick and highly flammable. Okay? But here's what I got to do next. I got to clean that anti-seize off. I have to get most of it off, not all of it off. See this big open hole right here? That was really rusty. This anti-seize will work and keep moisture out and polish it up. But here's the kicker. It's open and dust lays right in that little hole where it was already rusty. Under there it wasn't, it was nice and shiny. Apparently the movement's on top. That's why the engineers had a rubber boot on the top. Okay? That's why the engineers had a rubber boot from here to here to cover that. But it didn't last very long. I'm going to do the best I can do. Clean off the steel with throttle body cleaner. It dries too fast. But I'm going to clean up because then I have to do one more process. Alright? I said I have this underload. This whole system is underload where it's going to be normally at. Alright? But this is what you do. Steering, tie rod ends. It won't work on CV shafts like that and them big boats. But no, this works awesome. I want to keep contaminants out of there, even though it's not a ball joint. For $500, if I have to repair it, I'm going to fix it. I just want it wiped off and clean, and then the back side clean off everything, because I'm not going to probably be able to get it all the way around, but I can get it close. I want it sick. Okay, now that's one thing, it dries quick. Now here's the kicker. And get my head out of the way. Loctite, it's very expensive silicone sealant that's not shiny. It's very oil resistant, durable as hell. Okay? I'm going to replace that boot that used to sit there and cover from the boot covered from, it was to from here all the way up to here. There's a reason. Well, I'm going to cover it. I'm going to go all the way up to here as good as I can do, and I'm going to smear this. But here, different brands, different stuff. 587. You look up 587. This little tube is about, I don't know, was $18, so I'm sure it's like $35 now. In 2 months later, a year later since last winter. But here's what you do. You got to get you a rag, okay? Make sure it's clean, even with rubber. That's what's cool about this silicone. It's not shiny. Even though it's blue or black, it's not shiny. This is awesome. Total oil and almost gas resistant. And it's got flexibility. So now I'm going to show you what you do. Try. I'm going to try, okay? Have patience. I'm doing all this one-handed with a headlight spotlight. But yeah, for a $500 bill, here it is. Now, I don't know how I'm going to be able to do this. I'm going to have to use both hands, and hopefully I can aim my body at it. But here's the plan. I'm going to take the silicone while it's under load, where it usually sits. I'm going to smear it all the way around, all the way up here, all the way down here, and underneath the here, so it forms an area, all right, of contact. All